Federal prosecutors spent Wednesday building the case that Hunter Biden spent 4 years in a cycle of drug abuse. A window of time that includes the day he checked no on a box of a federal form saying he was not an active drug user in order to purchase a gun. Biden has pleaded not guilty to the charges.
He used cash for a lot of things. A good amount of it was for drugs, said Zoe Keston, a woman Hunter met at a strip club in New York. The pair launched a relationship filled with drugs and alcohol. Keston testifying at one point that Hunter was, quote, smoking crack every 20 minutes or so. Also on the stand, Hunter Biden's ex-wife, Kathleen Buell. She told the jury how she learned her then-husband was abusing drugs. I found a crack pipe on July 3rd, 2015, she recalled, adding that it was on their porch. Buell testified how his drug abuse led to the end of their marriage. When she confronted him, she said he acknowledged smoking crack. She routinely searched his car for and found drug paraphernalia before their daughters would drive, including into 2018 when Hunter's accused of lying on the form. But the defense team is working hard to plant a seed of reasonable doubt with the jury. Defense attorney Abby Lowell pressing agent Erica Jensen about the form. Do you know whether the defendant checked those boxes, he asked. Not from my own observation, she replied. I'm not qualified as a handwriting expert. The prosecution rebutted with Gordon Cleveland, the man who sold Hunter the gun and watched him fill out the form. What did he write? The prosecutor asked. Cleveland said he wrote no. Still yet to testify, perhaps the most important witness, Hallie Biden, the widow of Beau Biden, Hunter's brother and a former romantic partner. She was involved with Hunter when he bought the gun and tried to throw it away at a grocery store. And we could hear from Hallie Biden today. When the defense gets the case, they forecasted that they may call Naomi Biden, who is Hunter's daughter. She may have a different interpretation of the events around this time than her mother, who testified yesterday. Craig?
Ryan Noble's there in Delaware. Ryan, thank you.
Let's bring in Laura Jarrett, our senior legal correspondent. Laura, good morning. So the issue in this case, the defense is trying to say, well, maybe he wasn't an addict at the very moment he checked that box.
That's such a tough road for them. The prosecutors really have an upper hand here because they've clearly established that he was using a lot of drugs before and he was using a lot of drugs after. The defense's only hope is that there will be somebody on that jury who has sympathy and has a little bit of reasonable doubt, because the evidence that they have for that day in particular is only these text messages with Hallie Biden, text messages that the defense says, well, he wasn't really honest with her, and she's going to be on the stand as soon as today. So we'll see some cross-examination on that.
Is there any chance that they just kind of stop the thing now and say, let's have a plea? Is there any chance they could do that?
I mean, if you're Hunter's lawyers, you wish that you had managed to get that plea secured months ago, because now you can see all the embarrassing and damning evidence that has come out. But now he's lost all his leverage. What leverage do prosecutors have when now they have such a tight case to want to make a plea deal with him? And he's facing so much prison time for this, guys. This is not a minor crime. We're talking about decades behind bars if convicted.
Let's turn to some of the legal issues that former President Trump's also facing. Looks like that Georgia case has been stayed, the election interference case. It looks like the former president could lose his gun license in New York now?
Yeah, so the Georgia case, no one thought that was going to trial anytime soon, but the appeals court is going to take up this issue about whether the prosecutor is conflicted ethically, and so they've decided to effectively freeze the case. While they do that, they're going to hear that not till October, so that case is effectively on pause. As for his gun rights, it was news, I think, to many people that he even had a registered handgun there. When he was indicted, it was suspended. Now that he's been convicted, it should be taken away completely, just one of the many rights that you lose when you've been convicted of a felony.
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.